Hello, beautiful people. Honest Am here, the creator and writer of the Honestly Sis newsletter. Bi-weekly newsletter gives towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for another daily motivational video where we use the tarot to become the alchemists of our lives and teach us how to become spiritual beings. A little bit about me. I do not just use the tarot. I use God and cusses in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things. But if it does not stop Charlemagne and God, it will not stop me. So y'all, I'm crawling to the finish line. I really wanted to do the book, the blockages reading. I think I'm gonna try to do it this weekend. If I gotta clean up, but I think I'm gonna try to do it this weekend. If not, y'all, I promise before the end of this year, y'all gonna have it. Before the end of this year, and maybe we may do what's blocking me going into the new year. I don't know. Angel number 50. We'll figure it out. Make sure you check out the description box below. There are always additional information, guidance, as well as information about me at honestlysis.com. So we're going to do a really quick blockages reading. God, what is blocking us from becoming the alchemist of our life? What is blocking us from accepting ourselves? What is blocking us from releasing our past? Or what do you feel is worthy for us to know? Allow no room for doubt and confusion. If we could just have one card, that would be good enough. I should. Alright. Guilt. That came right out. Imbalance. And victim. Balancing. Honestly, it's so crazy because it's like these look like all the same people kind of in here. Angel number 144. If you can see it this way. But it's like, I feel like what God is saying, you need to balance your guilt and your victimhood. Honestly, you just need to balance your perception, because I feel like you go back and forth between feeling guilty and feeling like a victim. And God is saying you just really need to bring yourself in balance and change your perception on how you look at things. But the card that I really want to focus on is actually this card of guilt, because that kind of like flew out right away. And the card of guilt is actually dealing with our sacral chakra. And I know for myself that is actually a chakra that I've been working on actively, because I have had some trauma down there. You know, I've been abused as a child. So it's like I have to actively work on empowering myself, connecting with my sexuality. And by me connecting with my sexuality is also me connecting with my divine abilities to create. So this is also learning how to observe our emotions. The orange cards represents our emotions and how we relate to them. In the Sacral Chakra, we learn emotional discipline if you choose. You need to master the skill of steering your emotions as you would a ship on a high sea. This is very important in manifesting. The orange cards also reveal your emotional experiences in a particular situation. If you are struggling with your feelings, look back at your red chakra, the root chakra, for the answers why. Because your source for emotional experience from a particular foundation or belief created in your root chakra. Because your source of your emotional experience with a particular foundation or belief in creating your root chakra. This helps you to understand where your emotions come from. And so, like, if I think about, like, why do I feel like I have to play small? And that's because I felt like, like, back in my childhood, I felt safe. I felt like I was always picked on for dreaming big. So it taught me to stay small and not to speak up so much. Or I got kicked out of my dad's house for speaking up, so that stopped me from speaking out and started to get me to stay small. So you see what I'm saying about going to the root of the problem and then actually understanding those emotions. So it's actually understanding those emotions, but so often we just feel our feelings and then we block it and we don't really get down to the root to where that really came from and why is that coming up. That's why we have things called triggers. Like when you don't resolve an emotional disharmony or like an emotional, I guess like a trauma, I don't know, like something, an emotional wound, that's the best word. Angel number 432, when you don't resolve those emotional wounds, what happens is it creates like just like a wound on your body. And so whenever somebody does something that reminds you of that wound, that's why we call them triggers, it reawaken it. And so if you just keep doing that over and over, it's gonna like eventually get affected, and that's gonna create callous, and that's where you get these like false beliefs. But if you look at that and actually get to the root of why do you feel this way or why is this emotion coming up, then you'll be able to completely heal yourself and move on. You won't have to worry about being a victim. Also, that's why it's affecting your perception, right? Because if you don't ever look at it, it's like that wound come up again, but because you don't want to address it, you just change, you act like it's not happening or whatever. Like, it's like, again, a distortion in your perception or your reality. Angel number 522. So it's like you have to see the truth of what your emotions are trying to tell you. That was lots. Next, observe your feelings rather than act on them, and your angels can speak directly to you through the emotions revealed in these cards. However, you must stand fearlessly and observe your feelings. If you can do this, you have begun the journey into manifestation. You can only walk the path you have previously only wished. Master emotional discipline, and you can master how to manifest anything. So again, I think I've been saying this for about a month now. The way that we manifest is through our emotions. And so if you choose to cut off emotions or you choose not to address emotions, then you are disconnecting yourself from your manifestation capabilities. So that's why it's important for you to address these triggers, address whatever is coming up in your life. Angel number 622. This card of guilt. This card indicates deeply caring and protection. This card indicates deep caring and protection from emotional hurt through standing strong in your emotions. There is greater resolve here. Once your mind is made up, you can see when others have tried to manipulate you. Reclaim your life. So this is saying that there's a need for you to reclaim your life and not just look at the things that are happening to you. So I'm going to get some more information though. I am sorry, but I have to take care of myself. Apricot truly is a saint. She sets aside her own needs and happiness to help others, even allowing freeloading friends to get involved in her business. One day, her latest business partner announced that she wanted to dissolve their company and split the profits. Apricot stands up to her. The company is hers, and she did all the work, while her so-called partner did nothing. Now she will only give from the excess, not from the reserve. Do not do for others what they need to do for themselves. Speak from the heart. Honestly is freedom. Any guilt is fear of being disliked. Am I giving away too much of my time and energy and resenting it? Is my anger really guilt? And oh my God, angel number 745. When I heard that message of is my anger guilt, I was thinking about how we kept getting that message of anger coming out over and over again. So for some reason, I'm just getting this idea that you're like overgiving to people. Like you're the reason why you can't become the alchemist of your life is because you are allowing the opinion of others and you're allowing the desires of others to override your own, instead of just being confident in your path, being confident that you know what's best for you and just going after your heart's desires. Instead, you kind of like create yourself into like this little victim mentality. And again, it's like something about your perception. It's like you're not seeing things clearly. Maybe because of the guilt that you have, you're not really observing life clearly. I'm sorry, I want to look at something. There's greater inner resolve here. So it's saying you have this ability. Excuse me. Do not do for others what they need to do for themselves. Speak true from your heart. Honesty is freedom. Any guilt is fear of being disliked. All right, I'm actually going to I'm gonna get, let's see. All right, God, clarify this message of guilt, balance, and victimhood. God, clarify this message of guilt, balance, and victim. What are you trying to get us to understanding about bringing ourselves in balance, about releasing this guilt? That's what it is. It's like, I feel like for some of you guys, for some reason, I just keep getting this energy. It's an older lady that watches this. I'm sorry, I don't want to call you an older lady, angel number 948. But it's just somebody who's seasoned in life. who's watching this video and watching my videos, and for some reason, like, you have lived your life for everybody else. Like, it's like your whole life you have been at the service of others, and I just feel like right now God is bringing certain situations in your life to help bring you in balance, to bring you out of this victimhood. He wants you to stop allowing other people to run your life. He really wants you to change your perception and for you to start taking ownership of yourself and what you want. That's just necessary. Guilt, balance, victim, perception. What are you trying to get us to understand? Allow no room for doubt and confusion. Angel number 1034. Okay, did I do that? Sorry. Yep. Sleeping. Ten of Swords came back out again. Okay, so, the reason why you're having this guilt, and the reason why you're blocked from standing in your power, literally the sun came out reversed. The sun is all about your inner child being able to, your inner child leading your life, you doing a childhood dream, the ultimate success, the ultimate standing in your power. The sun is here. So again, the solar plex, and this is also about progression. So from going from your sacral chakra to your solar plex chakra, but you don't have any of that because you're not allowing your inner child to lead, and it's because of those guilt, probably the guilt from the past. Also, I feel like for some reason I just keep getting that judgment energy, like you're afraid to go after your dreams because of maybe the stuff that happened in your past, and so you don't feel successful, and it's because of this guilt that you're carrying around. That's why you don't feel successful. That's why you're not going after anything. It's because of this constant guilt that you're feeling. And for some reason, I'm really getting this energy that the guilt that you're feeling, the pain that you're harboring, it's not even your pain to carry. Like, God is just saying, just let it go and just focus on yourself, and will help. Focus on yourself and will really bring you into balance. For balance, what came out is the Knight of Pentacles reversed. And so again, I still feel like it's like God is trying to offer you this brand new beginning. Still all this yellow here. So God is trying to offer you a brand new beginning. God is trying to give you a tangible way to do things differently, to live your life differently. But because of your past, but because of the guilt, because of, like all the shit that has happened, your unwillingness to try to do things differently, your unwillingness to bring yourself into balance, you're not able to get this fresh new start. So you're blocking yourself. But God is saying, if you would just release this guilt, if you would do the things to bring yourself in balance and to let go of this victim mentality, then the tower can fall. The tower, this came out the Tower reverse, and the reason why I feel like it's the Tower reverse, because what God is saying is that you want to feel successful, you want to have a fresh new start, and so that's why God is saying you need to really go after your heart's desire, really allow your childhood self to completely die, so that you can allow this tower to completely fall over and you can live a brand new life. The Tower upright is all about like having this catalyst of this event, or this catalyst of the event, having an event happen that just like completely change your life. Angel number 1330, and it like just kind of rocks you off your rocker. But the Tower reverse is about you knowing that you're doing things to create a Tower event for you to change your life. And so that's why God is saying, release the guilt, bring yourself into balance, and then you release the guilt, bring yourself into balance, stop being a victim, and then the Tower will fall. At the same time, God is saying it's also necessary for you to completely change your old ways of being. The Ten of Swords is all about communication and dying to the ways. Some people look at this and they see it getting stabbed in the back. But also, you can look at all the ways that your limiting beliefs has killed you and kept you pent into this certain place. And so that's why God is saying it's a need for you to die and to change your perception and to change your way of being, to believe that life is really working out for you. Angel number 1426. If you do all of that, then God is saying, I will offer you a fresh new start. And it's not even like a fresh new start as in a tangible, because if this was a pinnacle, then I would say this would be a tangible fresh new start. But it's like just a new way of being. This wand is all about passion and drive. And so it's like, once you do that work of like releasing the guilt, bringing yourself in balance, you know, not allowing yourself to be a victim, letting that tower fall because you're changing your perception, you're changing the way that you think about yourself, then you're going to have a brand new passion in life. Then you're going to feel like, you know, that thing that you've been thinking about over and over, now you're going to be like, oh, I can actually do this. I can actually bring this about. I can actually bring this into reality. But it first comes from you, you know, releasing the past and stop feeling guilty and stop allowing other people's life to, you know, override your own. Like, I just keep getting that. Like, God is trying to give you expansion, and he's trying to put you in this place where you can die to those old ways of being. But it's like the guilt, the way that you feel inside is blocking you from having the life that you truly desire. Okay? I'm gonna actually just get you a black angel card and get out of here. Really quickly. I keep coming back to these cards. I really need to try to use that other card. God, guilt, balance, victim, perception. How can we release the guilt of our past? How can we release the guilt of allowing others' opinions to ride our own? How can we bring ourselves into balance? How can we bring ourselves into balance? How can we release this victim mentality so that we can start to believe that life is working in our favor and start just starting life on a brand new path? God, give us one tool that we can use. Allow no room for doubt or confusion. One last shuffle. The law of attraction adds both to my problems and solutions. The realization that something is not as you want it to be is an important first step. But once you have realized that, once you have identified that, the faster you are able to turn your attention to the direction of a solution, the better you will be. Because a continual exploration of the problem will prevent you from finding the solution. And the problem is a different vibrational frequency, and all thoughts are affected by the law of attraction. So again, this was just saying that because of your guilt, because you're so focused on your past, that's stopping you from bringing yourself into balance. It's again because of the stories that you're telling yourself. So God is saying, you start telling yourself a new story. You die to this old way of being. You choose to focus on a solution, and then the solution has no choice but to come to you. The last card that came out is I can make a career of living happily ever after. Angel number 1743. So again, just doubling down that God is saying it's really on you to decide if this is the life that you want to, if this is the road for you. Are you going to continue to allow your past and the guilt and all that shit to hold you back? Or are you going to completely release that and move to the life that is truly meant for you? All right, y'all. That is actually all the messages that I have for you. If you made it to the end of this message, please give me a thumbs up. If you made it to the end of this message and you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you, and never, ever, ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. Guys, if you're interested in donating to the channel or learning more about me, all of that information is down in the description box below. Talk to you soon. Bye. Namaste.